You having an unnatural allegiance to losers is not like you.
You don't need no 26-year-old girl. You don't need no 36-year-old girl.
I do.
This is your auntie talking to you. Take your and get you an old out there that can love you old. You're trying to hang out with these young and you can't do it.
So Katt just joined the chat and is now calling Shannon the biggest loser of all time after finding out about Shannon's alleged freak-offs. Shannon recently had a bombshell lawsuit filed against him by a woman named Gabriella Zuniga. And guys, this lawsuit is all shades of messy. First, we found out the woman was really a 19-year-old when they dated. Then we found out Shannon was into race play and probably allowed her to call him the N-word when they were getting it on. Then we found out that Shannon has an explicit tape out there showing all of this in 4K, and his accuser's lawyer is planning to release it soon, and it just kept getting worse. The audio recording, the statements, the press, and even ESPN dropped Shannon like a hot potato. And now Katt is putting him on blast, saying he could have avoided all this drama if he had just listened to him. It's super messy, y'all. So let's get into it. Katt Williams really wasn't joking when he said Shannon Sharpe has an unnatural allegiance to losers, and you bet Shannon is somewhere right now wishing he had listened to Katt, because it looks like things are going downhill for him fast. Two separate audio recordings recently of calls between Shannon and Gabby recently got leaked, and trust me, when you listen to them, you'll understand why Shannon is currently in trouble. But before we get into all that, let's talk about the serious allegations in this lawsuit. So, according to the lawsuit, Shannon met this girl in 2023 at a gym in Los Angeles. She was only 19 at the time, but Shannon pursued her, and they started an on and off relationship. After their first meeting at the gym, Shannon allegedly started hounding her to come to his house. But get this, when she finally agreed to meet up, he made her sign an NDA. Throughout their relationship, Shannon was allegedly controlling and manipulative. He would often yell at her, wanted to know where she was all the time, and told her if she wanted to be with the Shannon Sharpe, she had to learn obedience. According to the lawsuit, this cycle of control, fear, and submission became routine. Yelling at her, controlling her, forcibly grabbing her by the neck when he got upset, saying he was going to unalive her, and asserting dominance became the norm. But that's not all. The lawsuit also claimed that Shannon liked to record their encounters without her consent. When she complained, he'd dismiss her and say he was only recording for his personal use, but she later found out he had been sending the recordings to his friends. The first time Gabby tried to end the relationship was in September last year, when he embarrassed her by going live on Instagram while sleeping with another woman, but he reacted violently and forced himself into her apartment. Then he allegedly forced her to go down on him and said, "You've disrespected me so much. I'm going to punish this a-hole. I'm going to make it so no man will want you again." At that point, she was crying and sobbing, but Shannon didn't care. He allegedly SA'd her, and while doing it, told her it felt so good that it was giving him chills. But that wasn't the last time. Fast forward to January of this year, and Shannon visited her under the guise of bringing her birthday and Christmas gifts. However, when he got to her apartment, he allegedly SA'd her and refused to use a condom, even though she told him to use one multiple times. In a leaked text, Gabby allegedly told Shannon, "But I cried when you left because I begged you to put a condom on and not put it in my a-hole, and you didn't listen. I don't care what our history is. No means no." But it gets worse. Shannon and his lawyer decided to leak other text messages between him and Gabby as proof that the relationship was purely consensual and Shannon didn't do anything weird to her. But boy, did it backfire, because the only thing the texts proved was that Shannon is an old guy who loves to have freak-offs with women 1/3 his age. Check this out. The first text said, "I want you to put a dog collar around my neck and choke me with it while you're effing me." This was sent on October 7th, 2023. In another text, Gabby said, "I know you missed this big juicy behind. $25,000 for each cheek." This was sent on January 1st, 2025, but it doesn't stop there. The next batch of texts is even worse. "Only if you put that baby gravy in me, then I can do whatever I want to me. I want to out my tongue in your a hole and then marry you. That's my daddy. I want you to put a big black baby in me. You better crave it, because you're going to be stuck with it for life after you put a big black baby in me." Baby, the backlash was swift the moment moment these texts hit the internet. Shannon's lawyer tried and failed to spin it as some, "Here, you can see that Gabby was the one asking Shannon to put a big black baby in her, so it's all consensual." He said, "This lawsuit, filed by Gabriella Zuniga and orchestrated by her attorney Tony Busby, is a blatant and cynical attempt to shake down Mr. Sharpe for millions of dollars. It is filled with lies, distortions, and misrepresentations and will not succeed. The evidence paints a clear picture. This was a consensual adult relationship that included role-playing, explicit language, and fantasy scenarios explicitly requested by Ms. Zuniga. Mr. Sharpe categorically denies all allegations of coercion or misconduct, especially the gross lie of SA, and will not submit to what he sees as an egregious attempt at blackmail. He stands firmly by the truth and is prepared to fight these false claims vigorously in court. He looks forward to vindication through due process and a judgment based on the facts and the law." After the lawsuit went online, Shannon made a video denying the allegations, saying it was all for a money shakedown and he didn't do anything and so on. He even tried to do some damage control by saying that Gabby's lawyer, Tony Busby, was planning to release spicy tapes of him and Gabby. Shannon claimed that whatever receipts Gabby and her lawyer dropped would be edited because they wanted to frame him.
To my family, friends, supporters, and colleagues, I want to speak to you directly and from the heart. This is a shakedown. I'm going to be open, transparent, and defend myself because this isn't right. This is all being orchestrated by Tony Busby, who has targeted Jay-Z. Tony Busby targets black men, and I believe he's going to release a 30-second clip of a tape that tries to make me look guilty and play into every stereotype you could possibly imagine. That video should actually be 10 minutes or so. Hey Tony, instead of releasing your edit, put the whole video out. I don't have it, or I would myself. You know what happened, and you're trying to manipulate the media. The encounter in question took place during the day at her invitation, and now that appears to be a deliberate setup, coordinated by Gabby, also known as Carly on OnlyFans. Gabby and Tony Busby want $50 million. What they're getting is sued for defamation and trying to take me down. My career is all about real talk and honesty. I know my family and fans know exactly what this is about. And I'm going to be out there telling you whatever I need to say, just like I always do. I love all you guys.
Now here comes the plot twist. Shannon had actually offered to pay Gabby $10 million to settle the matter privately before she filed her lawsuit. However, Gabby saw right through Shannon's offer. He wasn't offering her this money because he didn't want to put them through the inconvenience of dealing with it publicly. He wanted to silence her. Gabby wasn't going to take that. She threw his offer back in his face and went ahead with the lawsuit. It would turn out that Shannon offered Gabby that hefty amount of money because he knew she had receipts and she wasn't afraid to use them. TMZ leaked an audio recording of a phone call between Shannon and Gabby, and trust me, it's messy as hell. In the audio, you can hear Gabby asking Shannon to stop manipulating her. It sounds like they're having an argument, but Shannon responds, threatening to choke her out.
I don't know. Anything I say, you're just gonna get mad at, and you're just gonna hang up on me, so I feel like...
I'm not gonna hang up on you. Here's what it is.
What does that even mean?
Nothing, Gabby. You want to be a to me now, so.
I don't want to be. Don't manipulate me.
Oh, Lord have mercy. If you say that one more time, I'm going to choke out of you when I see you. Thank you.
Okay. Well, I don't...
You know what?
Well, I don't want to be choked.
Yes, you do. I don't think you have a choice in the matter.
As usual, when the audio got leaked, Shannon and his band of supporters were acting like Gabby was lying or the call was edited, but apparently that wasn't even the worst of it, because another audio recording leaked, and this one was even worse than the first one. In the new audio, Shannon himself basically confirms that he likes to engage in freak-offs, where all sorts of weird things are on the menu, from BDSM to race play and all the freaky things in between. Shannon was very much into them.
Well, I'm not really interested in getting choked, so I guess we're going.
Yeah, I might choke you in public. Big black guy chokes small white woman.
It's not a good look, Shannon.
Not a good look, but you do what you did to me.
Okay, well...
But that's not even the worst part. It's the fact that he allegedly loves to do these things with barely legal women who are younger than him, even his youngest kid. Now, get this. Word on the street is that Gabby isn't the only one Shannon has done this to. Apparently, there are many other victims, and now that Gabby's lawsuit has opened Pandora's box, they're planning to come forward with their stories. Meanwhile, Shannon has been going around crying about how he is being framed, but if you ask a lot of people, they'll tell you Shannon brought all of this upon himself. If you'll recall, he had an interview with MoNique last year for Club Shay Shay, and during the interview, MoNique warned him about how weird it is that he seems to love being around women who are young enough to be his children.
Damn, Mo! Now I'm looking right at y'all. Let me tell y'all what Shannon needs.
Let me live my life.
Let me tell you what my baby needs. He need him an old fat gal who can bake good cakes, make some smothered turkey wings, who gonna rub his feet at the nighttime, okay, and gonna have a sip of his cognac to make him feel better about himself when he come home at night. That's what Shannon needs. You don't need no 26-year-old girl. You don't need no 36-year-old girl.
I do.
This is your auntie talking to you. Take your old ass and get you an old out there that can love you old. You trying to hang out with these young and you can't do it, Shannon. You just can't do it.
This was the same thing that happened during his interview with Katt Williams. Katt kept calling Shannon out because of some of the problematic things he said.
You having an unnatural allegiance to losers is not like you.
Y'all know Katt is the one who will call out whoever needs to be called out without flinching or biting his tongue. Even then, Katt could sense that Shannon was kind of weird. So the fact that it's all coming out now may be surprising to a lot of people, but the one person who isn't surprised at all is Katt. It's so bad that ESPN just asked him to step down from his position and take a break while this mess blows over. Shannon revealed this on his social media, saying, "My statement is found here, and this is the truth. The relationship in question was 100% consensual. At this juncture, I am electing to step aside temporarily from ESPN duties. I will be devoting this time to my family and responding and dealing with these false and disruptive allegations set against me. With everything that has come out about Shannon and all the things that are still going to come out, things are not looking good for him. But do you think Katt was right about Shannon all along? Or do you believe this is a shakedown? Sound off in the comments below and click right here if you want more juicy videos.